I just love the whole experience.
It would have been great to stay longer.
I'm just really thrilled that I was able to go somewhere and experience something else.
All around Florence.
These students from the University of Memphis have spent a month studying in Florence, Italy through the U of M's Study Abroad office.
I've always wanted to go to Florence. It's been one of my dream trips.
When Ilea saw an email from the Study Abroad office about the trip, she was inspired to go.
This is Michael. We're walking to the Coliseum.
She says that scholarships and financial aid helped defray some of the costs, making the trip possible.
It was some paperwork that you had to fill out. I wouldn't classify it as hard. You just had to be diligent to complete it in a timely manner.
If I hadn't gotten the scholarships from the Study Abroad office, then I probably wouldn't have decided to go through with it.
Actually, this is part of it.
Both Michael and Mary took a photography class at Florence University of the Arts.
We were studying architecture and HDR, which is high dynamic range photography. The environment just kind of lent to the medium.
This is some focaccia bread we made.
While Ilea had a cooking class at the same university.
We were cooking traditional foods based on Italian traditions and cultures.
And Matt took 2 Italian culture classes at Palazzo University in Florence.
I felt like I was living there once I bought groceries and brought them back to my apartment. That was like the defining factor that I was like, I'm no longer a tourist. Like I live here and I can complain about the tourists who get in my way when I try to walk around.
But they had time to experience the cultural wonders of Florence.
The David statue, it's real. I was in front of it. I can't believe it's here.
Florence is very, very beautiful. I just think that it's a very rich city. There's culture wherever you turn your head.
Florence was definitely my favorite city. I love the walkability of it. I mean, you could just walk from one end of town to the other end of town and you weren't tired really, and there was something new that you would find behind every corner.
And other nearby Italian cities.
The Vatican was breathtaking. It was very beautiful. There were a lot of things I saw that I didn't expect to see, like the tapestries. That was actually one of my favorite things. They're huge.
I went to Rome, I went to Pisa, I went to Venice, I went to Cinque Terre, which is this little beach town that is made up of 5 little coastal towns.
The Leaning Tower of Pisa was one of everyone's favorite sights.
There was a day we went to Pisa and we didn't really tour the city too much. We just pretty much laid out on the grass in front of the tower, relaxed and watched people walk past and watch tourists. So just being in that moment and kind of sitting back and taking in the whole experience would be the thing I would think about 20 years from now.
We took some pictures pretending like we were kicking the tower or leaning against the tower and things like that.
I've seen every angle and every photograph before, but when I went in there, it was like one of the most striking things was the steps. The steps were marble, they were solid marble, and you could see these big indentions where everybody had walked. That was like a really tremendous connection for me to know that like how many people have walked here because I can see them, like I can see where their feet were.
This is how I hung my clothes for them to dry.
And so while they did not want their trip to be over,
I wasn't ready to come back when the 4 weeks were up.
Stay longer than you think you want to stay. If what anyone told me, they always regretted how short they stayed.
they would definitely recommend study abroad to any U of M student.
It was a great connection to make with people that I would have never met on campus.
I know that the cost looks like a big number, but what you get for it is beyond what you can imagine. If there's anything holding you back, really talk to the people in the study abroad office, because money can be worked out. Everything else it's just very much so worth it.
For the University of Memphis, I'm Nicole Blum, senior journalism major.